Long ago, a visionary riverboat captain and a fiery preacher shared a dream of raising a monument to the human spirit. In time, their dream would become known as the Carnegie Hall of the South. For over a century, the melody and verse of America was celebrated upon her stage. The wit and poetry presented there reflected and informed the spirit of a mighty nation and helped its people savor the challenges and joys of everyday life. Now, completely renovated, the Lyman Auditorium begins a new chapter in its celebrated history. The doors are open. The music's playing. Come on in. You're at the Lyman.
Welcome to At the Lyman. I'm Ricky Skaggs, and I'm glad you could be here with us tonight in this great old building. You know, I'm so excited because I've got two of my musical heroes with me tonight on the stage of the Lyman. The great Earl Scruggs is here tonight. And my good old guitar-picking buddy from Deep Gap, North Carolina, Doc Watson's here. And we've also got Randy Scruggs joining us, too. But I want to start it off by bringing out a real good friend of mine that I just really love getting to sing with, and he's such a wonderful, new, fresh voice. I love his voice. That's and just the style of music that he does, and he puts a real spiritual quality in the music that he does, and I know you'll really enjoy hearing him tonight. And we wanted to have him here with us. Please welcome Hal Ketchum. Hal. Good to see you again, Hal.
Good to see you again, Ricky.
Let's sing one. This is one of your tunes, and I love what it says. Every little word.
Right on. Old man, sun is setting. You won again today. I close the gate behind me. Hear you call my name. It strikes a chord within me. The deepest sound I ever heard is more than just I love you, baby. It's every little word.
Blisters on my fingers, salt stains on my shirt, cutting across the backyard, shaking off the dirt. I heard you in the kitchen, and you're singing like a bird. It's more than just I love you, baby. It's every little word. Talking to the flowers, laughing with the kids, cursing, crying, whispering. The sweetest song I have ever heard is more than just I love you, baby. It's every little word. The kid, cursing, crying, whispering. The sweetest song I have ever heard is more than just I love you, baby. It's every little word. The house is finally settled, the kids are all asleep. I'll ask you to go walking down along the creek. We'll listen to the night bird and we'll hear the cricket stir. It's more than just I love you, baby. It's every little word. It's every little word. catch them, folks. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, we're just getting started. Stay tuned for more at the Ryman.
Doc is such a clean picker. Every note is distinguishable. You can understand everything he plays.
I've been digging on Doc since long since past when I lived in Austin, Texas. I spent a lot of time listening to his work down there.
I've worked with Doc off and on for several years. He's a tremendous musician and a person, too.
He doesn't play lightning fast like some people, but in the way he plays, it's so clean and so understandable, and it's simple.
And I'm ready for the times to get better.
The Doctor, because he operates on the guitar. You know, something I have always wanted to ask you, how did you get your name Doc?
A friend and I were doing a little radio show from a furniture store in Lenore when I was about 18, and my name's Arthel, you know, or Arthel, and the radio announcer said, "What's a good short name for you?" And some young lady in the audience said, "Call him Doc," and it stuck.
So they didn't like Arthel Watson.
And they did, well,
I like
that was a
Arthel
little
Watson.
I like Arthel awfully.
Yeah, Arthel.
Papa and Mama did too.
You know, what I love about getting to be with you, Doc, is just being able to sit around with a guitar and mandolin and do the old brother-style harmony. And we are brothers. And
Truly.
what I love singing the old Blue Sky Boys and Stanley Brothers songs, and this one by the Monroe Brothers. And it's called What Would You Give in Exchange for Your Soul? Must be a favorite.
Brother afar from the Savior today, risking your soul for the things that decay. Oh, if today God should call you away, what would you give in exchange for your soul? What would you give in exchange? What would you give in exchange? What would you give in exchange for your soul? Oh, if today God to call you away, what would you give in exchange for your soul? Mercy is calling you, won't you give heed? Must the dear Savior still tenderly plead? Risk not your soul, it is precious indeed. What would you give in exchange for your soul? What would you give in exchange? What would you give in exchange? What would you give in exchange for your soul? Oh, if today God should call you away, what would you give in exchange for your soul?
God bless you, Doc. I love you. That's the way it used to be, folks.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's the old sounds right there.
This is Ricky Skaggs, and you're at the Ryman. He's known as the final ingredient in the official recipe for bluegrass music. Earl Scruggs learned his fast and furious three-finger style of banjo picking from his father and brothers in Flint Hill, North Carolina, where he was born. After playing in other bands, Earl joined Bill Monroe's Bluegrass Boys in 1945, and everything changed. His contribution was a musical versatility and inventiveness on the banjo that was not unlike Bill's approach to the mandolin. He brought it out of the background and made it a lead instrument. In 1949, Earl and bandmate Lester Flatt left Bill Monroe and formed the Foggy Mountain Boys. For the next 20 years, Flatt and Scruggs were a solid force in bluegrass, reaching a variety of audiences with their unique style. They joined the Opry at the Ryman in 1955, performed at folk festivals and college campuses. Their song, Foggy Mountain Breakdown, was a centerpiece in the 1967 film Bonnie and Clyde. Flatt and Scruggs went their separate ways in 1969. At a time when many parents were ignoring the progressive music their kids were listening to, Earl tuned in to his sons Gary, Randy, and Steve, and together they created the Earl Scruggs Review. After over half a century as a performer, Earl Scruggs' impact as a musical virtuoso is undeniable and far-reaching. His legacy is one of strong commitment to bluegrass music, as well as a curiosity and openness for musical exploration.
Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying the show tonight. You know, my next guests give new meaning to the saying, like father, like son. And you're going to hear them in just a minute here. Yeah, well, you're going to hear Little Rick just in a minute, buddy. I'm going to bring him out just in a second here. I want to make a point. I want to show you how bad this is right here, okay? See? Now, that's how banjos would have been played from now on, if it hadn't have been for Earl Scruggs. Yeah, Earl! And Randy, too. Come on out, boys. Yes, there he is. Earl, reckon if you had $1 for every time you've done this next song on this stage, how much would you have? A bunch.
A little more than I have now.
Earl, won't you play your signature song, the Foggy Mountain Breakdown? Yeah! That's great, Earl. Oh, man.
We'll be back with more picking and singing at the Ryman.
Why don't you sing us another song, Hal? Love to hear you. Thank you.
Maybe I pray too much. Maybe I'm wasting God's time. Living without your touch is driving me out of my mind. If you could only see how much you matter to me, maybe you would stay forever. Maybe I care too much. Maybe I push you away. Maybe I'd have my doubts if I were in your place. But if you could see inside this aching heart of mine, maybe you would stay forever. You don't have to go on living with your back against the wall. Let my loving arms surround you. I won't let you fall. And if you would trust in me and this love of mine, we sail an endless sea under a starry sky. And when the cold wind blows, we'll hold each other close, and maybe you will stay forever. If you would trust in me and this love of mine, we'll sail an endless, endless, endless sea under a starry, starry sky. And when the cold wind blows, we'll hold each other close, and baby, you will stay forever. Baby, won't you stay forever?
I'm Ricky Skaggs. Come on back for more at the Ryman.
When I was 7 years old, my dad brought me here and had a chance to meet Porter Wagner and Jim and Jesse, the Wilburn brothers, and also Flat and Scruggs.
Earl Scruggs. What do you want, son?
I want a pick.
You want a pick?
We had to pleasure of putting him on our television show when he was very small.
Well, that was a big deal for me, 7 years old on TV. Cooking, babe, I want you to know. Thank you very much. This next song is really special to me. Grand Ole Opry member Jimmy C. Newman wrote it and recorded it, had a hit on it. Bill Monroe recorded it and had a hit on it. Now I'm fixing to record it myself, and I hope I have a hit on it too. It's called Cry, Cry, Darling. Kick it off, boys.
That's what I'd do if you should leave me with the blues. And cry, cry, darling. That's what I'd do if you're the one that I should lose. For me, there'll be no moonlight. If ever we should part, cry, cry, darling. That's what I do, 'cause you're the one that's in my heart. All right, Jerry. Boys, play it now. Cry, cry, darling. That's what I do, 'cause you're the one that's in my heart. Cry, cry, darling. That's what I do, 'cause you're the one that's in my heart. Yeah. Good tenor singing there, Carl Jackson. And Bobby Hicks on the fiddle over there. Good job, boys. And Stuart Duncan. Thank you. Bless your heart.
When I was growing up, we didn't have radio, but my father played banjo. We all played to create our own enjoyment. I used to play just two-finger style, and the three-finger style came to me when I was 10 or 11 years old. It seemed to fit in with the slow songs as well as the up-tempo material.
Christopher Columbus was born to discover America, you know, and Earl Scruggs was born to play the banjo and to be the missing link that Bill Monroe was waiting for in bluegrass music.
My father was a real good porch banjo player. Earl's instructional banjo book was beside the family Bible to him.
I never thought I stood a chance to be a full-time musician because most of the pickers that played banjo then were comedians, like Uncle Dave Macon.
These are bluegrass hands, deluxe, right here.
I certainly didn't have, as Uncle Dave said, I could pick good in the band, but I wasn't a darn bit funny.
Thank you, folks. Well, the cool thing about Randy Scruggs is he's keeping the tradition alive. He loves the old music, like his daddy played, and his influences have been Doc Watson, the Carter family, and folks like that. And he did a wonderful album, and he won a Grammy for this next song. And you know, this song's been sung 5,000 zillion times in this building, but I don't know how many times that it's actually been played just with a guitar. So, Randy, would you please play us Amazing Grace? Randy Scruggs.
Mountain music was very well represented in the early years of the WSM barn dance. Judge George Hay often took these string bands and renamed them according to his vision for keeping the show close to the ground. Names like the Possum Hunters, the Fruit Jar Drinkers, the Gully Jumpers, and the Skillet Lickers. He asked these amateur performers who showed up in their Sunday best to put on overalls and hats to look more country. In December 1925, in the midst of the startup of the barn dance, came the personification of Down Home Country, a 56-year-old professional showman, a banjo player by the name of Uncle Dave Macon. Uncle Dave had toured with the vaudeville circuit, made records, and he had a knack for comedic wild hoot and holler and entertaining, often accompanied by another native son of Tennessee, Fiddlin' Sid Harkreeder. Their November 1925 concert at the Ryman had been a rousing success. Uncle Dave's energetic appearance on the WSM studio barn dance was met with enthusiasm, making him the first official star of the barn dance, later the Grand Ole Opry.
Thank you. Dr. Watson, I wanted to ask you about this next song. Where in the world did you hear this song?
I first heard Eddie Arnold do a hit record on this in the 50s and didn't even know who Jimmy Driftwood was, but I found out later a fella from Timbo, Arkansas, Jimmy Driftwood, wrote this. And I love the song, and I've done it at least 4,000 or 5,000 times.
I bet you have. Why don't you pick it for us? The Tennessee Stud. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Along about 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. I never would have got through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on the Tennessee Stud. I had some trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw.
Bad guy.
I sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd that I rode away on the Tennessee Stud. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. One day I was riding through a beautiful land when I ran smack into an Indian band. They jumped their nags with a whoop and a yell, and away we went like a bat out of well. I circled their camp for a time or two to show them what a Tennessee horse can do. The redskin boys couldn't get my blood, cause I was riding on the Tennessee Stud, and I says, come on, boy. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Then I got just as lonesome as a man can be, dreaming of my gal in Tennessee. At Tennessee Stud's green eyes turned blue, cause he was a dreaming of a sweetheart too. He's a big fella, so we looked right back across Arkansas, beat up her brother, and I had to slap her paw. And I found that gal with the golden hair, and she was riding on the Tennessee mare. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud.
All right, Stuart. Take it, Doc.
To syrup and side by side we crossed the mountains and the valleys wide. We came to Big Muddy, then we forded the flood on the Tennessee Mare and the Tennessee Stud. Pretty little baby on the cabin floor, a little horse coat playing round the door. I love that gal with the golden hair and the Tennessee stud, love the Tennessee man. Man, they was good horses. The Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and he never was a horse like the Tennessee stud.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more picking and singing at the Ryman.
Thanks, folks. We're going to do you one more here, folks, and we really appreciate you being with us tonight. It's been a great night here at the Lyman Auditorium, as every night at the Lyman Auditorium is. I don't care if you're just sitting here in an empty house or if it's full, whatever's going on. It's just a great place to come and be. And you can be and be and be and keep being right here in this room. So thanks for being with us tonight and making a part of history another night. God bless you. Here's Will the Circle Be Unbroken.
Saw the hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
I said to that undertaker, Undertaker, won't you please drive slow for that lady that you're holding? Well, I hate to see her go.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Bring us some, Bob.
Picture those happy gatherings round our fireside so long ago. Then we recall those tearful partings when they left us so sad here below.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord?
appreciate it. Another nice hand for my friend Hal Ketchum. Great job, Hal. Great to have you here. Yes, sir. Doc Watson. Great job, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Randy Scruggs and the great Earl Scruggs.
Thank you, dude.
And another great hand for the boys in the band back here. Good night, everybody. We appreciate you being with us. All right, Earl, kick us off here a little bit.